everybody, and welcome to Paranormal Path. Jackie Dixon, Adrian from Wolfpack Paranormal. We've got Belle from, she did tell me, Old Haunts Paranormal. We've got Insane Joe. Welcome everybody, and Lo as well. And my name's Lynn Murphy, and we're doing a paranormal thing tonight in support of Proud to Be Paranormal. Support for Barry Frankish. Yay! We're all together now, and we're going to have a good chat about everything paranormal, and it's going to be a light night. It's going to be great, and I hope you all join in. I hope you all will come to see us what we're talking about, and carry on with the comments and the chats, and we'll talk to you from there. So.
Well done. See, I knew you could do it when you're being cute.
Back to front.
Well, I'll give everybody a laugh tonight. Now, everybody knows, right, about the carousel story and how much it frustrates me. Well, tonight, folks, before obviously I came onto the show, there's 4 people in the chat. Can somebody say hello, please, just so that I know you can hear us, guys? So, obviously, I've been dead nervous and I've twirled it, right? So I twirled it. I twirled it that much, right? So I've got 1/2 and then I've got 2/2. Because I was sitting twirling it, I was like, honestly, I was like, oh, hello, Jacqueline. How you doing? I haven't seen you for a while. Hi, Eileen. It's sweet. Right, so I'll tell you what, guys, what we'll do is, right, because obviously we've got guests tonight, so who wants to start by saying who they are and where they're from and what they do?
Well,
Right,
let's
okay.
look up on my own. I just got word from James that he's not going to be able to make it.
Right, well, I'll tell you what, Adrian, on you go. You're first. I'm putting you right in the spot. You're in the shit.
That does not surprise me that you would do that, Jimmy Lowe. In the lead. Okay, so I'm Adrian. I'm one of the 2 co-founders of Wolfpack Paranormal GTA. We're small. I mean, we've only got 3 members. Been at this for a couple of years now, bouncing around locally for the most part, but we've also just started an international partnership with Kings and Queens Paranormal in Illinois, U.S.
So, what about you, Miss Jacqueline?
I am Jacqueline Dixon, Paranormal Path. I founded it about 5-6 years ago. I've been hosting podcasts for the last 4.5 years. I also book locations and go out investigating with like-minded people. And I've written a book as well, which hopefully will be published October time.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to it. Young Belle, come on, Big Bella. Don't you sit there shy.
Oh, you know me. Yeah, I'm Belle. I am with Old Haunts Paranormal. I do a few investigations with them a year, really. We don't really get out too much. Kind of do a little bit of freelance and stuff, so I generally just book on and go wherever I please, really. I hire locations. Yeah, that's kind of me, really. I see a place that I want to go to and I try and get people to go with me, and if not, I just go on my toes. Been in the paranormal for about 19 years. And yeah, just, I guess, constantly chasing that, wanting to get that eureka moment, really. So that's me.
Awesome. Right, I'm going quickly going to chat, guys. Eileen says it's nice to meet you, Adrian. We had Eileen on last week, or it was last week or the week beforehand. Check her out. She's from Phantom Seekers Paranormal. She always says good morning. I swear to God, me and that woman are up at the same time saying morning to each other. Hey Mary, how you doing?
Well,
Mary
you
is
guys have an
from.
advantage. I'm 5 hours behind.
Ah, well, that's true. But I'm never out your inbox. Noreen says, my Facebook sorted itself out low, thank God. Thank God, I was getting worried. Hey, William. Hello, you. Guys, check out Craig as well. Ghostway Paranormal. Good page, guys. Hey, Amanda. Facebook in Japan. Guys, check out our podcast as well. So, what can we say about Proud to be Paranormal? Obviously, Barry Frankish came up with the idea, Proud to be Paranormal Night. We did it last year. The first one was last year. Unfortunately, the date is actually tomorrow's Proud to be Paranormal. But due to the fact that I don't do Saturdays, I thought I always do it on a Friday. And I must admit, I really love the idea because it does bring people together. And slowly but surely, I'm building confidence to actually meet you people. So the night will be good. It'll just be a kickback, having a laugh, talking shit. So
That
be
never
talking
happened.
shit. What did you just say, you cheeky bass?
Because you never talk shit, Lo.
Oh, never, ever. Only when I'm half sleeping and I'm going blah, 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 blah.
Joe, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself, what your show's called and what you do, please?
Well, let's see. I'm on all kinds of podcasts. I have been since 2016. We started Paranormal in 2019. The show's called Insane Asylum Podcast. We've talked with all kinds of people from all over the world, and when real life allows us, we go out and investigate as often as we can.
Yeah.
We're pretty much known for the work we've done out on the Beast of Bray Road.
Wow.
Because we've been out there every year, sometimes twice a year since 2019.
Wow.
So, and we're going back.
Are you finding, because you've done that at the same time, near enough, isn't it, every year? You set them months out, you go certain times of the year, like twice a year?
No, we just basically, like this one coming up on August 17th, we'll be going back to the Beast of Bray Road, but that's with some other people and a gentleman from England, and I have no idea what his name is because he's not coming with me. He's coming with Dale, our friend Dale Kazmarek from Illinois.
Right.
And I think Nick is going to be joining us for that day on Beast of Bray Road, that night investigation.
No, that's good then. That's good.
Do you know what, Joe? One night I think what I'll do is I'll actually book you in to do a show to talk about the Beast of Bray Road if you're up for it. I'd be interested in really hearing the story, to be honest, because I hear you talking about it and I've done a wee bit of research on it and it looks really pretty interesting. And I know guys are going to laugh, right? But cryptids is not really my thing. But if there's certain ones that come up that, and everybody will laugh at me when I always say this about Nessie, right? But as long as it's no Nessie, then I'm happy. So
this week, see, starting today, my wife is on vacation, and so is Mark. And Mark is the co-founder of Utterly Insane Productions, which runs the whole insane asylum. He and I are going to get out as much as we can because our Michigan trip got canceled.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I can't get my truck fixed, and the headlight in the truck, I ain't going to travel to another state with only one headlight.
No, get
And
pulled.
we've tried everything to get that headlight fixed. We replaced the headlight. We replaced the brain box, and we think it's wiring or something.
Ah,
And we were going to go see. We were going to go to Eloise next Friday. Is what we were supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And,
That sounds really cool.
and so during this week, we're going to go, like, instead of, we're going to make a bunch of little road trips. We're going to go down to Resurrection Cemetery in Illinois. I'll
oh,
probably have to arrange something with Nick to hook up with him there or something.
yeah.
And I don't know what the other places are, but we are going up by Darren bus to do the Ed Gein Museum thing up
Oh
there.
my God.
Nice.
Oh, nice. I would love to go there because I'm fascinated
That
with
whole
Ed
day
Gein.
is going to be a long day because we're starting out there early in the morning, and then we're going to the Stevie Ray Vaughan crash site.
Wow.
And then we're going to Valley of the Kings, and then our Beast of Bray Road night investigation starts.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
Will be amazing. Right, guys, I'm going to have to jump in the comment.
And you're driving?
Yeah. Oh, poor Joe. Amanda says, I don't recognise Joe without his hat. That's why I'm confused.
My hair is wet. I'm not going to put it on with a wet hat.
Noreen says, can he be talking shite? What a woman. William says, you got electric in your house, Flo. Do you know what it is, William? Do you know what it is now, William? I'm having problems with my eyesight and I've not got my new glasses yet, so bright lights is really agitating me just now. So that's why I'm sitting in the dark a lot of the time. And it's to hide the fact that I'll probably get a red face later on. Nicholas, Tom, sorry, said was...
Why would that happen, Lo?
Oh, I don't know. I just don't... Do you know what? I'm sitting here and my face is...
Tom?
My face is the scarlet already. I was just there in...
Chris Spencer is expressive, isn't he?
It's like... So Eiley said, oh, you can't mean that Nessie is real. Nessie is real. Did you not hear? Did you not see my picture? I was like... Eiley says the Ed Gein will be awesome. It will be. Tom says Lake Geneva.
Oh, yeah. That's on my bucket list for a few things there.
I've been there.
I want to take the boat tour.
Have you, Jackie?
Yeah, beautiful.
Was that a paranormal?
No, it's just a weekend away. We used to fly away for the weekend. We stayed at Geneva and then sort of did a tour as well. So, yeah.
Lovely.
Yep.
Lovely.
Right. Here's a question for everybody. Right. And if anybody's got any question for us, please put it in the chat, right? But here's a question. Or in fact, I shouldn't ask that question. So, what's in everybody's bucket list? What about you? Adrian, I'm picking you. Come on. What's on your bucket list?
You. You want to play that game? I can make people turn red too, you know.
I'm not red. I'm not red.
How can anybody tell? You got no lights on.
Where are you from, Adrian?
That's because I forgot to wire it up to upstairs. In Scotland, I can't afford electricity.
No, one that is actually on my bucket list is Waverly Hills.
Oh my God! Oh, dude.
Are you from? Where are you from, Adrian?
I'm actually from Canada, so. But so I also have to amend something I said earlier. Kings and Queens is actually from Indiana. We met them in Illinois when we did Ashmore.
Ah.
Yeah. After that, we
I think I talked to.
what's that?
Oh, I gotta do a search because I think I've talked to the Wolfpack Paranormal people before.
But
I don't
do you know what?
recall, but it's quite possible.
Okay. Do you know, we were actually, see when I first started podcasting, like doing the 2 shows, and it was Friday Frighteners, it was me and Nick, and for the life of me, I can't find this episode, and I'm absolutely gutted, because I would love to show people, is that there was a lot going on at the Waverley Sanatorium, and I had Ernie Pack on, and it was the most amazing. Oh, sorry guys, I'm going to have to cut my speech short because Barry Frankish is in the chat, guys. This is a very gentleman who went out his way and created Proud to be Paranormal. He said he can't stop doing busy stuff for tomorrow, but I'd like to thank you all for your support. Be proud of who you are and what you do. Thanks again. Hashtag Proud to be Paranormal.
Nice one, Barry.
Thank you very much.
Definitely
Thank you
recognition for that guy.
everything that you do, sir.
Recognition. William says, as long as they don't turn green, lol. Tom says, also look for the breast. Oh, for fuck's sake, Louise, shut up. Please.
I think someone's turning herself right now. I don't even have to do it.
Shut up, you. Eileen says we talk with Wolfpack. William says, never really understood podcasting. Do you know what? Podcasting to me is really, I started off with Jacqueline, and it was I can't really say the logistics because of YouTube, because it's algorithm will end up getting his banned, but everybody knows what year it was, right? And there was a lot of people stuck in the house, not by choice but by orders, and it's good just to reach out, because there is a lot of people out there that can't get out of the house for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And it's nice to obviously see our shows. We get to meet new people. We get to promote other people. Like, obviously, Adrian's never been on before. So, like, and Jacqueline's never been on before.
And if I keep it up, I might not ever be on again.
You are killing me tonight, Mr. Scott.
Oh!
Then we've got a thing, but the main story is obviously letting people have somewhere to go, have somewhere to chill, have somewhere to have a laugh with, interact with. I love interacting and getting cheek, because it does podcasting. I love doing, to be honest. I'm quite geeky. Barry says, P.S. Let's see those t-shirts tomorrow, followed by the hashtag Proud to be Paranormal. Show us those orbs.
Yeah.
Mr. Frankie.
That could be taken a totally different way.
Yeah. Eileen says, I've just started the course in podcasting, quite techie stuff. No, really, StreamYard. I must admit, right, I've got introduced to another service called Melon through Chris Millay, and it's dead weird saying Millay, but basically I get introduced with that through him, but I prefer StreamYard in some sort of way, because I'm that used to just coming in, doing my thing, getting it all set up, so it's really not that hard. StreamYard is all set to go. Oh, there's a stranger. Hiya, stranger. Where have you been hiding? And William says, give me this old chat thing anytime. Thank you very much. It's a compliment. It's a compliment. So, bucket list. Who else wants to talk about their bucket list?
Well, I've always wanted to do, I've done quite a few places, but I've always wanted to do Lancaster Prison. I've been in there working, taking a disability guy around there. I didn't realise at the time what the place actually was. But as soon as I walked through the gate and I looked over to the right, and I knew there was something special in there, and it was where they kept the witches.
Ah, yeah.
But when you go in the building, you have the tour. It's amazing. So I
Sorry, guys.
And my next one is to do Pendle Hill, which I'm doing next month. We're doing a stopover, and we're doing Pendle Hill. And it's every time I've gone up north, I've sort of like, there's Pendle, and I've gone that way. You know, it doesn't matter which, I keep going. I keep going in different directions. I just can't get there. But I'm going to do it. I just got this, you know, you get that feeling that you've got to go. You've got to go. You'll be there. So I have to, as long as they don't hang me, I'll be all right. Yeah, that's fine. So, what's your on your bucket list, Lo?
Oh wow. Well, first thought will be Canada, because Adrian made me promised me he would make me a cup of tea. He said that he would make me Canada tea. So first stop's Adrian's. So that I used to say well, a Jack Daniels honey and a Jaeger bomb.
I can pick it up.
Awesome. I'm on my way. Wait a minute, I'll pack my bags. The place I would always love to go is Waverley, but then I've sort of changed and said that I would really, really love to go to Leaps Castle in Ireland. But see, I always say I'm bored of castles and I want to do churches. There is a church, and I'm sure Nick Matty's done it, and it was the St Mary's Church in Clophill. Is that how you pronounce it, Jack? In Clophill? Clophill. It's a beautiful church. I would love to do that one, but there's so many places that are so beautiful that are either getting destroyed or they're just left to ruin. It's just basically nobody cares anymore. The worst, and it breaks my heart, guys, is most of these places getting knocked down to make houses, and I'm like that. It's heartbreaking, because there's one. There used to be a mental asylum that was in I think it's about 2 or 3 towns away from me, and it was Ravens Park Asylum. And obviously, when I first moved down to North Ayrshire, I wanted to go and explore it. Me and my friend discovered that there's all houses there. Like, it's all full of houses now. And the great thing is, and the weird, eerie thing is the fact that no one, like, that originally bought the house stays there anymore. Nobody, not one of the owners that originally bought that house actually stays in the houses. And I only know that because I was talking to somebody that stayed in there, and I was telling them, it's quite funny when you tell people what you do, because it's quite, you either get one of 2 reactions. It's either, oh wow, tell me more, or it's, oh, you're one of the weirdos, and it's just like, no.
Yeah.
So, and it's that kind of way, and it's like, I can remember when I had to go to hospital because I got an injury for climbing through a window. And basically, when I got to the hospital, it was quite funny because I thought, what am I going to tell them? And so I said to the lady, she says, what happened? I hurt my blah, blah, blah. How did you manage that? Well, I was going through this window because I wanted to take pictures of the inside. All right. And what is it you do? Are you interested in, like, photography? And I went, not quite. How do I tell you this? I'm a paranormal investigator. Do you know, she totally forgot my leg and was like, oh, tell me more. And she sat down and she was asking me, firing me 1,000 questions. And I'm like, I'm in pain with my leg right now. I would love to answer these, but I'm in total, like, I'm feeling this. And then that was the night, Jacqueline, that I went out with Robbie and we got locked in this place and I had to jump over the wall. And the reason why I jumped over the wall was because I wanted home that night for a takeaway. I wanted kebab and there was nothing stopping me from getting my kebab. So I scaled, you can imagine me, scaling this wall, right? It was like something out of Full Metal Jacket, scaling the wall. And I'm like this. I'm looking down and I'm saying to myself, oh my God, oh, what the hell? And I jumped. And the way I jumped, I landed on that leg again. And I went, oh, fuck my life. I'm just like, but I got my kebab in the end. So I was happy.
Yeah. What's on your bucket list, Jacqueline?
I'd love to go to the Queen Mary. My dad used to work on it, so as a child, he used to sort of tell stories of working in the engine room. But by the time I was into the paranormal, he got Alzheimer's, so I couldn't really ask him much about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got original vaccination certificate. So when we went through his stuff, for some reason, he'd saved that. So some sort of memento from his time on there. And he was always proud that he was on that ship. And, you know, to be out at sea on it, it must be incredible.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, I've always wanted to go there and keep an eye on it. Also, I'd like to be in Gettysburg this weekend. So it's a Gettysburg bash, so I'd love to go there.
That's it.
They got the Gettysburg Bash going on there this weekend.
Yeah, I'd love to go. I saw that Wes was there. So I met Wes a few weeks ago in Canada. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Oh, he is. Do you know, I was winding him up the other day because he put up that picture with his moustache. And I said, I'm sure I've seen you in a 70s adult movie.
Yeah. Montage.
And then something else came into my head that made me 10 times worse. Thanks,
I'm
Lynn.
not sure I want to know what that is.
Oh,
right then, I'm moving on.
Well,
how could you really make that worse?
Listen, well, I did warn you when you come onto my show, there's no holds barred.
All right, fair enough.
Listen, buckle up, Teddy. Let's go full throttle.
All right, so it's going to be a rough ride. Okay, no worries.
I'll get you a surfboard so you can surf.
What about you, Belle? What's on your bucket list?
I don't know really. There's places that interest me. There are places that I think I'm just going to avoid like the plague because they're overdone. I'm quite fortunate though. Like if I want to go and do something, I will literally do it. I'll just, even if I've got to hire it, I'll go and do it. I have been quite fortunate in that way. I would very much like to do Warwick Castle because I grew up in the town next to Warwick, so I was constantly there. You know, I mean, we had our own castle in Kenilworth. It was great. It's only half built. They didn't finish it, but no, it got bombed and stuff like that. But you know, I've always wanted to do Warwick Castle because I know people who have worked there. I've heard their stories. So yeah, I think Warwick Castle, every time it comes up, it sells out within minutes, and it is like ridiculously expensive. Yeah. But the other place I'd like to do is Coombe Abbey, and again, it's in Coventry. Yeah, I'd quite like to do that because it's a lot of the old history, sort of from around where I am. But yeah, I'm pretty much I'm quite easygoing. If something comes up that I want to do, I just generally tend to go and do it. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'd love to go and do America. I've literally today I've finished watching. I don't know whether I'm allowed to actually say it, but Tennessee Wraith Chasers. They went and did Asylums. And the ones that they went to, I'm just like, oh my God, yes, I would love to go and do asylums over in America, because I've got links with mental health and you know, it's part of the industry I work in, but actually because I know the history of how it's developed, I know how much like sick shit happened over there and also over here in England. So I'm just like, I really want to get into some asylums this year. So I've got to have a conversation with somebody a bit later, but we're kind of thinking of possibly just going off and doing like a crap ton of asylums in this country. If we can.
Good
Do you know
idea.
what, Bill? With you saying that, I would love, right, and this is kind of my goal, and because my boy is getting to that age that soon enough he's going to be updating his own life and that. So I've kind of thought about things like this, and I would love to compare, because I have done an asylum in Scotland called Lennox Castle, and if MD had to say to me, "Lo, what's your favourite investigation or your favourite place to go to?" I would say Lennox Castle by the head. Honestly, I've never, and people must think she's exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating. See the difference from when it turns to day to night, and the amount of people that you feel walking round about you, people watching you. I've had experiences up there, like Steve. Now, everybody knows Steve. Who doesn't know Steve, right? But he is the hardest person to scare. And I mean, literally, I've never seen this man scared of anything, and I've done a few investigations with him. And that night in Lennox Castle, it was so wow, because we were like that away from each other. And there was this big, huge sigh, and I mean, it was a sigh that you could hear. And honest to God, it even gave me goosebumps right now talking about it. But I'm pretty much in the mindset of, if you get that much activity for that one place, right, I would love to go over and do a place like Waverley Hills Sanatorium to compare the differences. What's the differences? Where is more of the activity? But I believe, and I've always said this about the paranormal, is I believe in having good energy and going out with people that I can connect with, because to create that energy, the laughter, the team bonding, everything, you've got to have that element. If you don't have that element, it just doesn't work. And I know that by proof, by seeing it myself. Like that night we went out, Jacqueline, it was amazing. It was good crack. Your dog was in top form.
Even Rocky got something.
And the energy was amazing. It was amazing. And I think to get that, it's just honestly, but I would love to go to definitely compare America, even Canada, because I'm sure Canada's got a few good mental asylums that are abandoned. I mean, you escaped from one, right, Adrian?
I did not escape. They let me out. They just didn't know it.
Oh, right. I'm sure you said to me the other night that you had escaped it. Oh,
It's not an escape if they don't know.
okay.
They
Well,
let me out. They just weren't aware of it yet.
But I'll quickly go on to the chat.
There's a few that they kind of go along those same lines as Waverly. There's Rolling Hills as well.
Yep.
That one's huge.
Yeah.
There's Trans-Allegheny as well, which is another one that I still want to get into.
Yeah.
The whole thing is here, it's a little bit different than the States. There's not as many places that are like accessible.
Right.
We have a lot of legislation in place because a lot of the places that are abandoned, they automatically get taken over by either the province or the country. And then you have to get all kinds of permissions and this and that and everything else in order to get in.
A lot of government red tape.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. What about you, Joe? If you had to have anything on your bucket list, where would you go?
Oh, I got a lot of things on my bucket list. I mean, like I said, I had plans to go to Eloise in Michigan.
Uh-huh.
The other one is Joliet Prison. I've been down near it, but not inside it yet.
Ah.
Right.
Yeah, that's another one on my list as well. I mean, my co-founder has a list that's about 7 miles long. So
I can imagine this list. It kind of reminds me when it comes to Christmas and you're writing your Christmas list and the Christmas list rolls right down the stairs out the street.
his Christmas list, if we were talking about that, would go down the street, around the corner, and probably over the border.
Yep.
Right, guys, I'm going to quickly go. Oh, is that Rocky? Hey, Rocky.
Yeah.
William says, a bucket list, I'm told, is something you want to do before you die. Haven't thought about dying. Hey, believe it or not, I don't use the bucket list for dying. I use my bucket list for things that I want to do. Isla says, Lake Castle was interesting. Nice to see and meet Sean, but not particularly active that night. Hey, Nicola. Eileen says it's surprising how interested folk are when they find out what you do. I couldn't agree more. Eileen says everyone at my doctor's surgery, bank, local shops have recruited to buy some teachers. Queen Mary's lovely. I would want to go again. Adrian Luby has no filter. Be warned.
I kind of already learned that.
Hi, Jamie. Nice to see you, love. Thanks for popping in. Eileen says, I worked in psychosable, lot words and court admissions, very weird, just to work in. Lots of stuff happened that could not be explained. William says, we have a mental asylum in England, it's called the House of Formans.
we have one here like that too.
Oh my God. Right, I'm a bit worried about Nick because he hasn't appeared yet. He's probably fell asleep again, no Nick. But aye, he is. He's some boy. Because he would be good to talk to about the Ernie Park King because he was there that night. It was a brilliant live. But yeah, so definitely. So, Lynn, fire a question it is.
Right, okay.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
All right then. What is the most frightening thing that you have ever come across on a paranormal investigation, but it really shook you, but you'd love to go back and see it again?
The one I would say is definitely Lennox Castle, and I was on it live. It was me, Scott Matheson, and Robbie Crossan, and we were on it live, and we were just turning to do like an EVP at this window, and there was a scream, and it wasn't. I've tried to debunk it a million times in my head, and I can't debunk it. I'm absolutely sure it's a woman's scream. So the scream hung me, and I went, now I'm very, very professional in my lives, believe it or not. Not my podcasting, clearly. But when I'm doing investigations, I try. Agents like, oh. I do try and be serious on my investigations. So when I heard the scream, it gave me a fright, and I went, oh, what the fuck was that? Forgetting that we're live, hey. So next thing you know, there was a second scream, and I went, guys, I don't like this. That's getting closer, and it was. And there, my witness, right hand up to God, honest to God, it was like the scream got closer, and I was freaking, and I mean really freaking. See, when the third scream came in, it was just a matter of meters away from me. That was me. Oh my fucking God, let's go. So that's like something here. And do you know what, guys? I have sat and tried to think logically. Could it have been an animal? Could it have been this? Could it have been that? Could it have been the next thing? And I thought, no, because the way that they obviously the scream was coming closer, I thought, no, that's somebody thingy, and that's the most scariest experience I've ever had. But that doesn't want to stop me from going back to Linus Castle, because I would love, seriously, to put a tent up there and stay for the night, overnight, just to see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, I have a tent, Lois.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I've got an airbus and a camp cot.
I've got tents as well, haven't I, Jackie?
You have.
So,
You'll take 2 up Scotland with me.
Yeah, why not?
Take 3.
Yeah, we'll go camp in Scotland.
So,
Might take me
we're
a
all
little bit
going
to get there, but I'm in.
You're in. Joe,
It's a
you
long
want to come
swim.
as well? Joe,
I said it's a
you
long
want to
swim,
come as
but I'll
well?
get there.
I don't go
Amazing.
overseas.
It doesn't go overseas.
Oh, bless you.
You know,
So,
there's a reason. You know, I don't cross the ocean at all. I don't go near it. I stay away from it, because there's more frightening things in the ocean than there are on land.
Well, that's true.
And
I don't know about that. I've seen some of the people I've come across.
It would be my luck that Megalodon or the Kraken would exist.
well, you've got the Kraken beside you. No bell, but you go the other way and you've got the Kraken. I mean that Kraken down there. Right, guys, I'll be back in 2 minutes because I'm going to give Nick a wee call because I'm a wee bit worried.
Yeah. Right, Jacqueline, what is the worst thing that's ever happened to you when you've been on an investigation that's really shook you, but you have to go back and see?
Well, it's only happened the once, and it's the reason that I do this every week.
Right.
So about 8 years ago, I went to Matlock Pavilion. And I've been on a lot of public events, but this was a private booking with a friend. And a lot of the people were experienced. So all of a sudden, you know, you like on a public event, you feel more protected, don't you?
Yeah, because everybody's
this one,
there.
Well, you're supposed to.
Yeah, not on the ones I run. Yeah, anything can happen, to be fair. Don't start me on the Tutbury Castle, where I ran a vigil down there with Barry John was in the house. I was down in the torture chamber, and I had a vigil, 10 guests, and I had like 40 minutes there, and a couple of guests threw up. Awesome.
Oh my God. I can't deal with that.
No,
the energy was amazing, you know. But
coming out to me.
So it's Matlock Pavilion. So basically, my friend Patricia Ann Farrar, she was there in Phil Newton, and she's a great medium. So it's got an auditorium, it's got a stage, and then it's got a couple of rooms off, and dressing rooms and everything else. And we're in one of these side rooms, and she says, "Oh, do you mind if I do a bit of trance?" So basically, she was doing trance, but as she was doing trance, I was picking up on the characters.
Yeah.
So basically, she'd got this girl coming through, and I saw this girl drowning on her face. And I just screamed out, "Stop," because it was horrible. You know, and then she got another guy through who was a performer who everybody loved. And then in my head, it popped up the question, would you like to do that? I thought, yeah, cool. You don't think of it, you know, it's just one of them random questions, isn't it?
Right.
So then throughout the night, I was just picking up. I just started developing mediumship. But for some reason, I was shown mediumship that night. I was picking up the emotions of the family of the girl who drowned. And wherever I went in, I was just picking up everything. It was unbelievable. Yeah. So right at the end of the night, we went into an energy circle. All of a sudden, I can only say that the soul was pushed out the way. Little girl jumped in my body. My head was going to my mouth, get it out of me. I didn't know how to control it. I was doing the okey-cokey and then laughing. I didn't know how to stop it. And I didn't know the people that well either. So it's
Wow.
like, I just didn't know how to get the hell out of it. And it's like, it was about 1:30 in the morning. We finished at 2.
Yeah.
So there I am in this really dodgy situation, thinking, "Oh shit, what do?" My head is going like, "Get it out of me!" And I couldn't work out how to speak. It's like I had no control. It was horrible.
Isn't that crazy?
And then finally, I managed to get my mouth to say, "Get it out of me." So it got sorted. We went downstairs, absolutely shitting it, because I thought the girl was with me. I'd actually got a friend with me as well. He'd never done paranormal before. But he'd picked up quite a lot that night. He never did it again, actually. So, we left the place and just scared to death of this girl following me.
Well,
So
he was
then,
probably afraid he was going to end up doing the hokey
got home
pokey
and I
too.
didn't put the lights out. I was just that scared. In fact, I put all the lights in the house on, wouldn't sleep, refused to sleep. And then in the morning, the daylight came and decided to have a sleep. But I thought, shit, I'm never doing this again. It scared the hell out of me. But then after a couple of hours, I thought, shit, I want to go back.
Yeah.
And whenever I go back to that location, that hasn't happened again. But I've had some incredible times. And also, it appeared in the October edition of the Haunted magazine. We had a really crazy experience on the stage. But every time I go there, I get crazy experiences. Probably because of the people who sort of go out with me. So like Chris Wilcox, Sarah Scott from Wandering Spirits, Sarah laughing. It was just an incredible night. It really was.
Brilliant.
What about you, Trouble? Yes, you.
Oh, me. Okay. I kind of figured you were talking to me, but I had to make sure because, I'm pretty sure everybody on here can be trouble.
Yeah, but you came into my podcast tonight and just caused nothing but trouble. I can't get a word in edgeways.
Hey. Okay, fine. So we were at Ashmore. I was with the lead of Kings and Queens. We were on the second floor, and there was one of his members and one of mine up on the top floor. So we're sitting there. All of a sudden, we hear a scream, and something that neither one of us could actually see came running down the hallway. I have no idea what it was, but the hair on his arm stood up on end, and he looked at me like, "You were almost by yourself." Meaning he was going to jump down the damn stairs and leave me standing there for whatever the hell was coming at us.
Right, just quickly, I'm going to catch Nick up. So, Nick, you've not really missed much, just the usual Friday night nonsense. So we're talking about, Lynn asked the question about most scariest experience, but it makes you want to go back sort of thing. So that's where we're at, my love. Nick, this is Adrian. Adrian, this is Nick.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Not too bad. Now that I'm actually done work for a week. Well,
you do what?
I said now that I'm actually done work for the day.
You have a holiday?
Sort of. If you want to count being off from 3 in the afternoon until 9 in the morning a holiday.
No, I mean you just make tea all day. You're the tea boy.
Well, this is hey now.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm late, guys. Yeah, because I had some of my family over. It was kind of unexpected, so that's why it took a little bit longer than expected for me to come on.
Well, you've actually bent my thoughts. See, I thought you were going to go in at 8:30. I had my money on 8:30, but then you've killed my money because you just came on at 5 to 9.
Yeah.
But no, it's pretty understandable. It was my wee pal there.
Yeah, she is. She's here right now.
Oh, awesome. For people that don't know, I've got a wee mini podcaster that's got a seat. She just ain't at that age to be sitting in a seat, but never mind. It's Nick's niece, Madeline. Oh my God, guys. See if you're on Nick's page. Honest to God, there's a picture that absolutely melts my heart in Nick and Madeline, and it's when the two of them are looking at each other. I just think that's the sweetest thing ever, honestly. She's my wee pal.
Yeah,
absolutely love it.
It's currently pretty much right above me, upstairs with my dad. So she's actually with she's actually watching with my dad the Olympics that's going on right now.
I forgot the Olympics was on. Now, I'm going to quickly go into the comments, guys. Oh, there's my boy Rocky. Eileen says, "Hi, Sarah Louise. Hey, Raga." Nicole's asking, "Lo, did you pee yourself with a shock?" I'll tell you in private message.
The answer to that would be yes, then.
Shut up, you. Pickle Tom. Woo! Nick, how's the baby doing?
Doing great.
Eileen's asking. These comments are jumping themselves. Hi, Holly. Oh, I thought you were on a podcast tonight. What with people? All good in the hood. I sent the link out, Mr. Pickle Tom. The Olympics, they should be watching This Is Tom's World. I'll always say, right, I'm gutted. In fact, Mr. Tom, I'm gutted because you didn't notify me you were golfing it on Monday and I've missed it. And I can't for the life of me find the video. Where is the video? Because I've tried looking for it.
I think, Joe, didn't you broadcast it? I think he broadcast it on his page. I think so. Your mic's off.
You're silent.
I have to host it right now because Tom's only got one monitor.
Guys,
that was a last minute decision, I guess, Monday after the show, and then it's like, okay.
Because what golfing it, I'm addicted to the show, right? But it's like I love the banter. I'm attracted to the banter. See the banter and the laughing between the three of you. You've got one shouting "Birdie." You've got Pickle Tom saying Rick and Morty's voice.
Tom just wrote it.
Exactly. You came up with that then.
Oh, guys, right. Sorry, guys, we've got sidetracked. So, who were we at about scary experiences?
It was Adrian. You never actually finished, did you, lovely?
Yeah. Sorry,
Adrian.
Okay.
Sorry, sweetheart.
Well, the conversation took place after the fact of that he told me that I was pretty much on my own. As this unseen thing is running down the hall. He kind of looked at me and said, "I don't have to be faster. It's going to be faster than you."
Oh, my God.
Great. So, I mean, now after that and some other, not so much scary, but odd experiences that we had there, it's definitely going to be a return trip.
Brilliant.
Good. Good. Right. Who's
Belle?
Wow. I think so. There's two that come to mind. One of them was something that happened to somebody that I was with. Another one actually happened to me. I think the first one is placed down in Portsmouth, and it's called Wimmering Manor. And
doesn't it?
They've been. Say that again.
It sounds a lovely name, doesn't it?
It does. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. And yeah, I'd gone in with like a team with some friends, and one of the guys started to get very severely affected, and I didn't notice it. So I'm like trying to bring him out of it. I'm trying to get him back and everything else, and it's just not working. So I ended up having to call down to somebody else, we had to get him out. It really, really shook me, and it quite upset me because it happened to, like, he was a good friend of mine. And that for me was a bit like, okay, I don't want to go back up there. And I've not actually been back to Wimmering since. But the other thing that actually happened directly to me, I'd gone to the Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre in Hinckley. And I'd been there, I think I'd been there 6 or 7 times by that point. And, you know, I sort of, I am developing my mediumship side. I'm not ready to be out and out about it or anything else like that yet. And I've kind of gone in there quite cocky because I've been places I picked up on stuff and I'm thinking, yeah, you know, I can do this. And I'd gone in there. Now, I hadn't been feeling good at all. I'd been recovering from a cold. I wasn't doing well. I was very, very tired. And I basically went in there, and in one of the vigils, I was sat inside a copper pyramid. So,
Awesome,
needless to say, I'm never doing that again in the seance room. And something attached to me, something overshadowed me to the point I couldn't walk. I was staggering. It was like I was drunk. I'd got the worst head pain ever. And I ended up actually having to leave the building after about an hour of being there. I was meant to be there for 5 hours. I ended up having to leave after an hour and just go. I needed to get away from there. And I sat in my car and I sort of staggered down to where my car was. And I sat in my car and I actually voice noted myself. And it sounded like I'd been out on the lash having a skinful. And this thing just completely overshadowed me. I couldn't clear it. I couldn't get rid of it. My guides couldn't shift it. Now, luckily, it was only like 15 minutes away from where I was staying. And I got back there and I just sat outside and I just got sage just going all over me. And that really, really scared me because I thought nothing could get to me because, you know, I'd got my crystals, I've got my guides and all of this. And I guess I kind of got a little bit cocky and thought I was invincible. And yeah, that really sort of, it shook me up and I didn't actually go on an investigation again for a number of months. I didn't even try and do anything with my mediumship side. I didn't go to my circle or anything. And that actually really shook me. But I sort of got back into it after that. A friend of mine sort of said, you know, let's go out, let's go and do an investigation. Yeah, okay, that's absolutely fine. And I went along. I was very, very scared. I was very cautious, very cautious. And I have to say, I haven't actually opened up on any investigation since then because I need to put my trust back in myself and my guides that they will protect me. And at the moment, it's not quite there yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do want to go back to Hinckley. I do want to go back there. I just need to know that I'm safe when I do go back there.
Yeah.
I'm hosting there tomorrow night.
Wow.
How are you?
So I actually host there, so probably got 10 guests. I'm going to be there
Oh,
with Jen
wow.
Rose tomorrow night. Obviously, it's proud to be Paranormal Day, and Barry Frankish is there all day, so I've got my badges. So yeah, I'm quite happy to be there because obviously Barry does a lot there. I won't get to see Barry, unfortunately, unless I get there really early. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've actually had something from there arrived at my home, and it arrived in my bedroom. And well, no, it didn't. I was rehearsing for a play, and it's in a church hall. All of a sudden, I got engulfed by something, and it's really heavy, and it's absolutely shattered.
Yeah.
And I managed to get home and stuff, and it was fine. And I went to bed, but I sort of in bed, and I couldn't actually move or anything. So I managed to crawl to the bathroom, and I tried to get some salt or something. Then I thought, well, I can't manage this. So I went downstairs and I got some Himalayan rock salt. So I didn't quite crawl downstairs, but I really struggled. So I went downstairs, got this hot Himalayan rock salt and managed to have a bath. But it was absolutely so strong. But it was actually something what I'd walked out of a mirror. And I think it's there's a massive portal there, and it's got 7 cracks on it on a mirror. And
it's the shattered mirror that they rebuilt, wasn't it?
No, that's the other one.
Okay.
That's in another room, the one that Amy rebuilt, put together like bit by bit, which is amazing. But yeah, so for some reason I was doing a live there, and I think it was a time when Neil sort of wanted guest paranormal investigators. So it's my night, and basically we mapped something coming out of the mirror. And then, like, on a few days later, that mirror was lifted. That mirror was broken, what you mentioned.
Yeah.
And it was that what came to my house.
Jeez.
And me and another person kind of got it sort of coming and visiting both of us. And it was really heavy.
Wow.
And then I went back about 2 weeks later, and, you know, it stayed there. But it was, powerful.
It sounds similar to what I went through. It does sound similar to what was affecting me. I mean, obviously, I know that Neil does loads of experiments there, and he is basically pushing the boundaries of the paranormal.
That's why I love it. I used to work in Love and Light, but now I'm just intrigued by it all. It's amazing.
It sounds good.
I've part in one as well called Demon Connections.
Yeah.
I've taken part in one.
Yeah. Nick.
Yeah.
Come on. Speak to me. What's your most scariest experience?
I've actually had quite a couple of them, but I could definitely talk about the most recent one that I had. It was now almost a year ago, as a matter of fact. Just before I do tell you, though, as scary as it was, I was shocked, but I wasn't terrified myself. I don't know how I was able to do it. Maybe I was just able to combat it in a way. But it was during an I know I've told the story numerous times, but of course, obviously not everyone's heard of it. So, but it was at an investigation at an abbey we went to in Colorado last year, and this abbey's over 100 years old. It's in Canyon City. Unfortunately, in case you guys look it up, I was told that with the exception of the planned investigations that were scheduled, they're no longer doing investigations, sadly. So, but anyways, this abbey that I went to, I was not expecting what was going. It really started at the beginning of the investigation where we did a ghost box session, and just like anything else, you get responses and whatever. And I started feeling like just this horrific pain that was occurring in the lower part of my stomach. Of course, at first I thought maybe it was something I ate, but the pressure of it just seemed so intense, and I don't know what it was. Eventually, I had to tell the other investigators that something's not right with me. I don't know what it is, but there's something's not right. So they had to take me out for like a few minutes or so. And at first, I was able to get up and walk around the rest of this was in the chapel area. But then after a few minutes, it was fine, and I thought I was going to be able to proceed with the investigation. Sitting at that same spot, not long after, I started feeling that same intense pain within my stomach region again. And this time it felt a lot tougher. The best way I could describe it, it almost felt like as if something just grabbed hold of my stomach and then just twisted it as hard as they could. It was bad. And I was like, guys, it's happening again. And now it's a lot worse. And it wasn't really long before we kind of realized, I tried debunking it first, but I think it came to the end that I had been attacked. Something was attacking me right then on. They had to put holy water and stuff on me, for protection. But here's the craziest thing. Although it seemed to ward off whatever it was that was attacking me in the later part of the night, that's when whatever this thing was decided to show itself. Because in the late, we went up to either the third or fourth floor of the building. I was actually with one of the investigators, Jen. She saw this too. It wasn't only me who saw this. But we just felt this feeling like we definitely had that feeling that there were eyes on us. But something, our instincts told us to look down the hallway. And when I saw down that hallway, I mean, I'll never forget this. There were we saw this creature basically standing at the end of the hallway. I mean, we could see a figure standing there, but it was clearly not a human being. The first thing I noticed was how Pickle Top.
What's up?
Hey,
I'm sitting here thinking, I know she asked me to be on here. When is she going to send me the link? I've been commenting here, and then I went and looked at the chat. I went, oh.
What? You tell me you can't see that bloody link? Right, Tom, this is Adrian. Adrian, this is Tom.
This is Tom's world.
This is Tom's world.
Bill,
Yeah. Make sure
Bill, this is Tom.
Channel.
Tom, this is Jacqueline. This is Tom. Lynn, this is who's Thomas. This is Pickle Tom.
Wait, who's that strange guy that's underneath Lynn? I've never seen him.
I don't know about you either. You know, look what the cat
those
brought
guys
down.
don't know, he does a lot of Rick and Morty impressions.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the story though. I just
sorry.
Relief.
You know what I'm like? I bounce about every people. I'm saying nothing because I can see Adrian's head kind of clock wise, like he's got a load of cheek for me. Just that bit. Right, sorry, Nick, darling, carry on.
It's totally fine, but yeah, I mean, the hallway, I mean, like I said, the figure looked human, but it was clearly not a human being. I mean, the first thing I noticed was how incredibly tall this thing was. I mean, now, I'm a pretty tall guy myself. I'm about 6'1" or 6'2". But this thing, on the other hand, was almost, it had to at least been 8.5, 9 feet tall. I mean, so this thing was massive. And the rest of the features, though, was it didn't have very many features. It was just mostly black in color, almost like it had pulled the darkness of the hallway and wore it like a skin. There was no its head. I mean, there was no facial features or anything, but I could see the head was oval shaped, so I could see it was bald. But the one thing I'll never forget more than anything else was that it had these incredibly long fingers, almost like talons, almost. And
hell no.
Yeah, that's you know, I was in total shock when there was no sound or anything from this, but you know, it turned its head, it looked at me, and then it looked back at the rest of the group, and it seemed like it didn't really display any types of movement other than its head before I could really question about what, because I'm just literally standing there like, what the hell is this thing? Yeah. Before you
well, Nick, I've got to buy you a confession. It was actually me waiting for you in the darkness with my talons, and I just couldn't help myself. I just wanted to say hi to you because I'm a big fan.
But yeah, it was definitely. I mean, for anyone else, it would have been absolutely terrifying for anyone because. And the other thing I forgot to mention too of its description was its body was also incredibly emaciated. I mean, its limbs were like that of a spider's almost like whatever this thing was hadn't eaten in some time. And like, but you know, like before I could really question what this thing was, I mean, eventually it disappeared, and I was just left to my shock. So I couldn't believe what I saw, and I did find out previously, and this is what I believe I may have seen. I was told actually from not you, Adrian, but a different Adrian who lives not too far from the Abbey in Colorado.
I was going to say, it sure wasn't me because this is the first I've been to it.
No, I was told from her as well as some of the others that there was supposedly a creature that inhabited this abbey along with several, other paranormal entities. And the way out was described to me, and from what even this Adrian had told me was match the descriptions. I heard it as a creepypasta legend at first, but now people have said that they've actually reported it. They say it matches a lot of descriptions of the so-called the rake. And that's
yeah.
Oh,
I've heard of that.
very nice.
yeah. So I honestly, truly believe that I had actually encountered the rake and been attacked
Wow.
by it.
The rake.
What about you, Joe? What's your worst experience that you'd
Haven't
like to
had
go
one
back
yet.
to? You haven't had one yet.
Nope.
That's not true.
Well,
You
I
were
mean,
there for my
Tom
scary
here's in the
experience.
chat. So
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I guess I
You
was.
were there for my scary experience. You
So I guess I
experienced
shared
that too.
Tom's
Yeah, I wanted
scary
to
experience.
share this what you said, Tom.
That's it. Right there.
And let me tell you, that is a very haunting experience.
Yes, it is.
See, I do
well,
a
I mean, I
tie-in
kind of
with
opened up the chat and I'm like,
No.
okay,
I guess
that might be a little frightening. I have not seen Nick's legs, so I couldn't tell you.
it
Well,
was-
you know what? What's even worse is that he had, I don't know if it was his profile picture or the picture on like the banner picture, but it was a picture of him when he was younger, and he's all soaking wet in the pool, laying on like a floaty with his butt up in the air.
Hey, it was,
like,
it was the middle of summer, for God's sakes.
Hey,
And what
just-
about
I mean,
you, Tom?
Nick, you have to make sure that some of these pictures are not accessible to some of these people.
he's going to make it
I
only.
don't know what the hell I've come back to, but I just don't want to know. Are you
Yeah.
been on that OnlyFans again, Nick?
That's right. He's
No, we're
only
not
Nick.
talking that.
I don't know.
Not today, anyway.
Right, guys, I'm going to quickly go into the comments. Tom says you ain't fooling anyone. You just love hearing a drunk Tom playing golf.
Who doesn't?
We actually
Tom
just
says
went
my
over that
scary,
one.
my
Yeah, I
scary
just saw
was. Oh, see you. You're killing me here. Hey Nigel, hey Siobhan, welcome to the show. I'm good. Nigel, thanks. By the way, Nick, I've got something to show you.
Uh-oh. What is it?
Well, see you
Better
later
not be
on.
Nick's legs, from what I hear.
I'm glad I never showed my legs off on a live.
Hey, my leg wouldn't fit in a live feed.
I mean, maybe one drunken night on a BB3 live.
Wait, I think I saw that episode.
Nick,
Yeah.
know how everybody slags me for the carousel? Well,
Yeah.
the carousel's had an unfortunate accident.
What happened?
Poor Lois.
What is?
Yeah,
Oh,
Well, there's
you broke it.
well, I was earlier on. I was sitting twirling it, and then it came off, and now I've got half a carousel each.
Wow.
It
I was
was
going to say, if you're twirling something and it falls off, there's a problem.
Adrian. You do realise where I'm going to stick this, right? Up your nose.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what you're thinking.
But guys, I can't begin to thank you all for coming on. It's been a good night. I hope you have enjoyed it. I really do hope you have enjoyed it, and I've done Barry Frankish proud.
Wait, we never got to ask Tom about what his scariest.
No, don't worry, I'm not finishing the show.
Tom's curious to seeing your legs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Twice.
What am I doing?
2 different nights.
Oh, yeah, two times.
That's right.
Okay, so Tom, I need to ask you, which one was scarier, the first time or the second time?
Well, the first time because it was very jarring. You know.
Well, I mean, honestly, I would think over the second time. I was like, oh God, thank God I don't ever have to see that. Oh my God, there they are again.
Well, the second time I was probably more beers deep. And
Yeah.
it was a little more numb.
There you go. Not much scares you when you got that going on.
No.
But
Right.
before we get everything signed off, Lo, I have to show you he's here.
Oh, Brody! Hey, Brody! Who's a baby?
Get your head up there.
I absolutely love Brody.
Oh,
Brody, do you know what? There's a guy on the Dark Mirror show called Mark Manley, and I absolutely love his dog Ghost. It's a beautiful human being, honestly, human being. beautiful animal.
I was
But
just gonna say, all right, you go ahead. Sorry.
no, it's good. No, Speed, you go first. Ladies first.
Oh no, I was just trying to translate in my head where you were going with that. That's all.
Oh, sorry. Me said, beautiful dog.
There.
Yeah.
Awesome. But Tom, in all seriousness, what's the most scariest experience you've had, but you'd still go back? And it's not a drunken one.
outside of heights, not much scares me. So even though I've not really had paranormal experiences per se, I've heard things in the garden, and in some of my travels in my videos, I've heard things. Because I swear to God, in one of them, I was in the woods by myself traveling, and I heard. I expected to turn around and see a dude with an axe or something, but there was nothing, no one around. But it wasn't scary. It's just, intimidating.
A little bit unnerving more than anything else.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Tom, if you heard like the dueling banjos play, I'd be like, run!
Are you kidding me? I'd be gone.
Maybe I do want to squeal like a pig. You don't know.
I can imagine you squealing, actually.
I probably could too. That's pretty sad, though. When you had the image up, the background image of that carousel, and I said that the thing in the middle looked like a slee stack. I don't know how well it's going to come through on here, but here's that image, right, of your carousel.
Right.
See that thing in the middle?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Watch this. Ready? Because I don't think anybody knew what I meant by slee stack.
Here, hold on. We'll full screen it for him so he can demonstrate. Ah! That's terrifying.
I've never actually thought. See, especially for you, Tom, I've changed the background because I know how much you like it. So there's the extra wee guy in the middle.
It's right there. It's just got this cocky look on its face, like what the hell, like one eyebrow's up or something.
I was actually going to say that looks like me in the morning when I get out of bed.
So you have like a little curly cue.
You liar, it does not.
Hey, look. I've got the thing at your hand.
I don't get that. My hair's not long enough for that anymore.
Listen, you've got beautiful golden locks. I've seen it straightened. Perfect. Perfect.
All gone now. It's just.
Oh, Joe! I never even noticed the dog. It's a husky. Ah!
Oh, look.
That's a dog we always hear in the background.
That's Timber Joy.
Oh, beautiful.
She's a purebred Siberian Husky.
Oh,
I've had audio
puppy.
arguments with that dog where we're just sitting there. I'm like,
Yep. He gets very vocal.
Oh, please.
Mama gets home.
Well, Huskies are usually the singers of the bunch, so.
Yep.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, God, die. Oh, God, die.
French bulldogs are now too, like that
You
one.
can hear a husky howl up to 10 miles away.
Oh, wow. I never even knew that either. But they're beautiful. They are really, really beautiful animals. I love watching animal videos because I'm really a big animal fan. And I love watching the huskies. See their attitude.
Well, then you should watch my channel. There's at least 7 or 8 of them of her with the kids.
Oh, you need to send me the link, Joe, because I really, really would love to watch it because I love watching them do the huskies and tigers and huskies.
Yeah, I'll be going in about 3 weeks. I'll be going to a place where I'll be seeing tigers and stuff up close.
Oh,
Will
Joe.
there be lions and bears?
Lions, tigers, a grizzly bear, polar bear.
Oh
my.
A pack of wolves. Just about every wild animal you can almost think of there. It's a wildlife. It's a wildlife preserve, and somebody was when it first started years ago. I if I remember the story correctly, he was killed, and a guy was killed and mauled in the back of a semi trailer by a white tiger. He was trying to get the white tiger off the truck, and he got mauled and to death. And
Ooh.
to this day, that trailer is sitting there and haunted, they say.
Ah,
Wow.
Yeah, if you get an EP, you'd probably say, "Oh shit."
So we went out there.
It's,
Was it 2 years ago? We went out there. It's called Valley of the Kings.
Ah,
It's a wildlife preserve in, I can't think of where it is. It's southern part of Wisconsin.
deep in the cheese.
but
So
see
it's,
when you're there, Joe, please, I love you forever. No, it's not. I would always love you forever anyway. But if you could get me a picture of tigers, I just love anything to do with tigers. See with my dad. See with my dad.
last year I was there, and I had to go. My oldest daughter called me, and I had to take the call because that's what you do when you're a dad. But it was also that time that it was getting close to her getting married, so she was calling me and trying to confirm this and that and stuff. So I had to go back because it was really noisy, so I couldn't hear her. So I went back by the tiger's cage, and I was standing right by the tiger's cage. And I swear to God, he scared the hell out of me for a minute because he came right up and growled, but he could have reached his paw right out of there and just nailed me in the head. I was that.
yeah.
Oh,
Joe the Tiger King.
yes. But I must admit, I absolutely love tigers. We were at a
But
safari.
I had the wolves going that night. When we were there, I had those wolves howling. I had them. Oh, they were so vocal.
Don't ask how.
I'm not going to. I don't want no help.
But see, what about you, Lynn? Because we've not really heard from Lynn. Lynn, what about you and your scary experiences?
Well, I've had a really bad, scary experience at home. Not this home, but I think one of the worst ones was I was literally thrown. So we were in Hat Green nuclear bunker. This was a good 20 years ago. No, it's about 17 years ago it was. And there was two things that happened. One was connected with aliens. Yeah. And the other one was, in fact, the room that happened in has now been closed off and plastered up, so you can't get in there. They've plastered the whole. I found part of the building which I wasn't supposed to find. And it's only supposed to have the 2 levels on it, but I found another 3 or 4 levels to it with the group, and we shouldn't have found it. And it was being used. So the secret trapdoor in this secret room, it was a corridor which led to the outside, but it was gated. And the guys started doing a call out, and all of a sudden, these 4 things were around me, and I wasn't quite sure what they were, but they were circling me, and I absolutely shit myself. And one of the girls that always stayed with me at the time, she always had hold of my coat because she was scared, so she followed me around holding my coat, right? But this was so frightening, and I had to get me back against the wall. So I got me back against the wall. This girl came with me and smashed her head, and they all said, "Lynn, what's the matter?" Yes, they said, "Can't you feel it?" And they said, "Well, we can feel something." So later on, when we had questions and that with the girl, her dad used to work there years ago in the Cold War. And everybody asked the questions. Anybody asked, well, I have got questions, but I don't know whether I should ask. And I did ask. And she said, well, she said, I never ever thought that I would ever hear that. Because my question was, have you ever had aliens in the building? And she was quite
wow.
right? And she said, well, my dad did tell me, I'm not supposed to tell you what she did. And it was round about 1974 this happened. There was some kind of a UFO, which I found out what it was. I know what happened up in Wales. But these 4 aliens were taken there. And a few months later, there was 3 of them taken out in oil drums filled with acid, put on the back of a wagon and disappeared.
There used to be a mental asylum. Whoa, holy shit.
Sorry, that was...
Who's that voice in the background? Who's that squeak?
He's choking his chicken.
But later on, this chicken. But later on, after we found this room, we went and done a vigil.
Hi, evil gamer.
We found this other room, and we all sat down in there, and we sat on the floor, and we all held hands. There was 2 people to the left who I didn't know they were. But Jamie Williams on to my right side from Ghost Quest, he was there, and all the team was there. And we were sat down there. Next thing, the door blew open, and it felt like 2 or 3 giant, invisible balls of cold air come into the circle. It knocked me. I was holding Jamie's hand and nearly broke his hand, right? It knocked me sideways and knocked these 2 guys over. So they closed it down. They closed it down because it got too intense. That frightened me. It's really, really. I don't really get frightened, but those 2 incidences on that one night frightened me.
You and that bloody chicken.
Wait, I think I have a poultrygeist.
Yeah, and in fact, Tom, I'm sure you've got a demon chicken.
A what?
A demon?
A demon doing what? I don't
know. A demon
chicken. Oh, my. See, it was the accent. See, like, you know.
It
sounded like chicken. It sounded like jerkin, and but, you know, hey, the demons do what they got to do.
I hate that one. Oh my God, demons!
Demons have needs too.
Well, you know, they do.
Yep. In fact, they most certainly. Yeah, let's carry on.
Yeah, so that was my experience, guys. My most frightening experience. But I have been thrown down the stairs at home.
Oh wow!
That was quite scary. That something came behind me. I had a tray in my hands, and I took one step. I was quite steady. Something come behind me and banged me like as if it was, you know, hands. It banged me on the bottom of my back. I literally flew and then went down. And I crashed. Everything got smashed. I just lay there. I was on my own in the house, and I just lay there for about 15 minutes, just in case I was something wrong with me. I didn't know whether I'd broken anything, but I hadn't. And the day I left that house, because this guy was there, this spirit guy was there when we moved in. The day I went back to clean up, when I was leaving, I went back there, and there was a dead rook on my doorstep.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Yeah. So it was like saying, "Get out and don't come back again." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never did.
Evil Gamer's asking what's going on. We are doing a Proud to Be Paranormal night, which is tomorrow. we are supporting Barry Frankish. This gentleman created Proud to be a Paranormal, and this is the second year of it. So I just want to wish him a really good luck on behalf of both teams. We've not even got both teams anymore. We've got one team. So we do support it. So yeah, it's been a really good night. Joe, we missed Joe. No,
What?
Joe did go for the story.
Well,
In the scary place.
it wasn't really scary because I don't scare easy, but I had an experience that really affected me, you know, and I do want to go back to the location eventually. It was Far School in Maxwell, Iowa. I was we were going there with another group, and when we arrived, we all, you know, got our equipment out and stuff and started piling in to set up. And I was in there maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and I started feeling extremely sick to my stomach. And I had to leave the building for a while. You know, and I had to wait till I got outside. But there was another part of that school in the boiler room where we did an EVP session, and he was using what was that called?
Was it Freddy?
The FET. Anyway, he had this. It was called a Phantasm box. It was an app on his laptop.
Mm-hmm.
And Dale Kazmarek was with us. He got us into the school. He's been doing this since 1970 something. Anyway,
77 actually, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we went down into the boiler room, and meantime, this gets a little funny now. Meantime, Mark, my partner, you know, co-owner of the insane asylum and everything, he was provoking things. So all his equipment failed on him. He couldn't even get into his laptop.
Wow.
He was locked out of his laptop until the next day. When, you know, but when we were in this boiler room, we got a lot of voices, and there was one that was very angry and mad, and it sounded like an old guy, and yeah, that school had a lot of activity in it for us for some reason. But the thing that I couldn't handle was that first 15, 20 minutes in there, I was feeling really, really sick. And I almost thought we were going to end up having to go home. You know, because you got to realize my previous condition, you know, that I went through leaves me with a compromised immune system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what was going on, you know, and I was sitting out there for a good half hour before I started feeling better. And then I went back in and tried again. But I also, before I went back in, I reached into the glove box of our car and I pulled out my cross that I usually wear, you know, and I put it around my neck. And then I must have been protected by going in there because it was an evil place. There was a lot of dark energy in that place. And I just wasn't prepared for it, I think. You know?
I didn't mean to laugh like through that window. It's just once you said it was an angry old man, I would, for whatever reason, I already had Rick in my head. And I was just seeing him as like a specter, like, you know what, you all need to get out of here. And really pissing me off. Like,
do you know, I've been sitting waiting for that. You know that way where you just know it's going to come. That's why I love watching you guys, because you make me laugh when you are doing that golf and that.
Well, we try, you know. See, the
It's
Morty
like-
voice is on today.
Like,
Yeah, I can
do you-
tell.
Ja-
Yeah, I can
Could tell.
do it sometimes, you know what I mean? But not always.
uh,
Sometimes
Jacqueline-
my throat's a little too dry and I can't get it.
Jacqueline, you've been off a quiet, love. You all right?
Yeah, I had a bit of coughing fit. I'm all right now, sorted it.
When I saw you,
You're-
say it, nobody said it, so I'll say it now. Bless you.
Ah,
Nice.
You had yourself muted and you sneezed. I was going to type it, but then I started typing something else.
Yeah.
It's like, bless you. Who is it they always say? One's a wish, two's a kiss, three's a disappointment.
Well, it's a delayed.
But guys, I really needed this tonight. I feel so much better. It's amazing when you come on a Friday night in here that you just perk up. You really, really do perk up. So, here's a question for you guys. What equipment do you like, if you use any? I see Tom's face. I'm going to start with Tom, and I'll tell you why I picked Tom. Because my eyes went down to Tom's face, and Tom's face was a picture. So I want to hear it.
Yep,
I'm not an investigator, so I don't use any of that kind of equipment. So,
right.
I almost went there, but I decided not to this time.
You know what? You don't want to know what kind of equipment I use. I mean, your mind couldn't handle it. It would literally explode.
Do you know what, Tom?
Something would explode.
I'm always meaning to watch your podcast because I think it's pretty cool and it's something I would be interested in doing. Is the one that obviously that you do about your cute and kinky.
Yeah, well, see, I'm not going to be on that. I'm not going to be on that for a bit because, like, Dom and I became like a staple on that show, and we don't want to be. We want Sammy to have her own show, and the only reason why we've been on there is because we've been hosting it for her. But she's going to have to start hosting it herself and bringing people on. I mean, it's not hard to figure out streaming.
Yeah.
Really.
Do you know what? And I'm sure Jacqueline will back me up on this one, but I never used to have as much confidence as what I have now in podcasting. If you said many years ago to me, Lo, you're going to have shows, blah, 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 I would have said you were talking crap. Because I used to do podcasting in SGA. That's where I met Jacqueline and met Craig Stevens, was in SGA forums. And I used to do a wee bit of podcasting, and I have never been so scared in my life because it was like, oh my God, I'm on my own. It's like, even though people ain't in the room with you, it still used to give me the fear because I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm on my own. And then I've grew and grew and grew from there. And I mean, Jacqueline, we've had some people on the show that's been, wow.
I know a lot of them though. This is the thing. A lot of people I've spoke to have actually met.
Do you know what? I've grew the confidence. I used to be less confident about going and asking people to come on the show because I would think they're going to take one look at me and think, who the hell are you and what you all about, sort of thing. Terry Two Willies!
Terry?
Hey, Terry! Long time no speak to.
If you'd have told me 5 years ago that I'd be doing half of the stuff that I'm doing now between the YouTube videos and the podcast and all that, I'd be like, you're crazy. That's not me. I don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, I've found that
I would have never done it either.
Yeah. It's amazing because we're all connecting. We are all connecting. And I guess when Amanda came and asked me to go into Paranormal Pen Pals worldwide, that I was kind of like skeptic, and I'm like, don't know if I'll really meet people, don't know if I get on, and well, I've been stuck with Adrian ever since.
Well,
Sorry.
you know, the way I got started, I would have never started this on my own either.
Yeah.
Because
No.
I have stage fright. So I can't be on the podcast by myself. I'll freeze
Yeah,
up.
that's where I still struggle. That's where I still struggle.
Luckily for me, I got over a little bit of the stage fright because I was able to get up there and do our presentation at the Milwaukee Paranormal
Bless you.
Conference a few years ago, and you know, do the whole thing for my daughter for her wedding. You know, that was the thing I was most worried about. But we were just goofing around. Our whole thing was just we took a road trip, and Mark decided to be the chauffeur for the road trip. So Mark and I were sitting in the front seat. His girlfriend and my wife were sitting in the back. We were on a 3.5 hour drive road trip to pick up a new dog, which happened to be Timber Joy. You know, and this was 7 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, 2016, 2017, somewhere around there. Anyway, we were just doing what we normally do because Mark and I have known each other 25 plus years. I met him. He was like my brother's best friend, and I played a practical joke on my first day, and I played it on my brother. Okay, I put one of those phony parking tickets on his vehicle in the parking lot, and it said, "If you can park like you fuck, if you park like you fuck, it's a wonder you get it in." At the time, my brother didn't know, because you know, cars at the time you could get, you know, for a few $100s, and they'd run forever. Okay.
Yeah. And you work on them yourself.
So I sat there, and I had just bought this new to me car, and I drove it to work, and I put the ticket on my brother's car. I saw it sitting there, and I knew he wasn't going to be there because my brother was driving transit. So he drove the big school buses, wheelchair school buses. So he was going to be out on the road for a little while yet. And I was a cab driver. So I was coming and going. So I went out for a while. I come back, and here it is. He's going around. And now my brother's like 6'2", 250, 300 pounds of solid muscle.
Wow.
Okay. He's a big boy. He's younger than I am, only a couple of years, but he's a big guy. And very intimidating, he can be. And he's going around the entire cab company accusing everybody of putting this ticket on his car. He gets to Mark. Mark read it and started laughing his ass off. So he just automatically assumed it was Mark and started blaming Mark. And I walked in, and he's sitting there, "Come on, why don't you admit it? Why don't you admit it?" And he saw me walk in the driver's room, and he's like, "Oh, shit. Now I know who did it. You son of a bitch, you got me accusing everybody of putting this thing on my car." And I wasn't nice about it either.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Nick, now, everybody knows, right? Some people know. Nick will know what I talk about right when I start it. Nick, tell everybody what my goal is this year for you. If not this year, the start of next year.
I thought it was a couple things. I thought it just wasn't one.
Well, the one that I keep saying I want you to drop. Oh, come on, please! You're killing my soul here, Dave.
Well, I know
Next like that.
We've been talking about for a long time. Want to meet up in North Carolina.
Well, You and me are going to North Carolina only if you drop the F-bomb.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
In case people don't know about the joke about North Carolina, me, Nick, and I think it was Rosie, was discussing one night about strange laws. And we will cover it. We will do a show on strange laws. And I went and researched a bit, yeah, right? So, researched, found this. So, what I found was, right, so me and Tom's not there. Nick, you'll be sick of me using you, right? So I'll go for Adrian, right? So me and Adrian go to North Carolina, right? And we're having an affair, right? So we go into the hotel or wherever in North Carolina. Nick's laughing. So we don't want people to know, right? So say Adrian books it under Mr. and Mrs. Scott, right? So that nobody susses or books it under Mr. and Mrs. Malay or whatever, right? So the next thing, you know, in North Carolina, I shit you not, I read this and my jaw nearly dropped. Then me and Adrian would be legally married.
What?
Yes, it's true. There is laws. Oh my God.
She's not lying. She's not lying.
Straight up.
So
Honestly.
if you sign into a hotel as Mr. and Mrs. with the same last name, you're legally married at that point.
Yep. So you can't have bits on the side because you'll never get rid of them. But guys, we will come on the strangest laws.
Sorry. What? I just have a question. Lo, when are we going?
When are we going?
Oh, Wally. All I can say is, screw you, mister.
That would kind of be the point, would it not?
By the way, me and Adrian have a competition tonight to see who's going to get another face, and I can honestly say right now, I want to put the lights out so nobody sees. Oh, wowie. But guys, I'm going to have to really cut the show because I know Joe's on next. He's got a show tonight. Joe, what's your show about tonight, love?
Our show don't start for an hour, but so you got plenty of time.
Oh, have I got plenty of time? For some reason I had that in my head, Joe. Oh, wait the new. It's the Reverend. Isn't it, Nick? It's Reverend John. He's on at 10. After me, I'm sure. Noreen says she walked into that one low. They're all picking on me tonight, Noreen. That's what it is. Terry Tuberly says, I don't know how you guys find the time, but we thank you. Oh, thank you very much. You're a darling. But next week, I don't even know what we're doing. Next week,
I was going to ask you about that.
Oh, next Thursday. Well, unless Nick's got plans. Next Thursday, we will be talking about Purge. The Purge. We'll be looking at it at a psychological point of view.
Yeah.
On Ghouls and Ghouls. God knows. Surprise. There is something written down, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Oh, do you know what that reminds me of? Have you seen the TikTok with the chickens, the plastic chickens?
I'm not going to be on any podcast next week.
Oh, you're away in your road trip.
I'm not going to be on Fear Fans. I'm not going to be on any of them next week.
Yeah.
I am going to be busy. I am going to be out and investigating as much as possible while Mark is on vacation for a week.
Oh.
Vacation starts tonight. So my wife
on
vacation, we're going to be on the road as much as possible. If I can't go to Michigan, I'm going to make sure I get out and get some stuff done.
Brilliant.
There's plenty of places I want to go. we started this, and it started off, the whole podcast thing started off as a joke because Mark and I were correct. But, comedy is so hard to do. You can't script the stuff. I mean, you can't script the stuff. I mean, the stuff that comes out of our mouth when we're in the car together on a long road trip, it can't be scripted.
Yeah.
So we couldn't do the comedy thing, and we kind of got a bad reputation to start with because we were pissing everybody off. Because we were just speaking our minds as two old men, just telling it like it is and talking politics and religion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People didn't like that too much, what came out of our mouths.
Oh, next week is Karen Baker.
We switched to Paranormal in 2019, and we've been going strong ever since.
That's brilliant.
That is. Ghouls and Ghouls. Next week, guys, we have Karen Basley coming on the show. I am so looking forward to having this lady. This lady makes me laugh so much because she always writes stories about her mother, and they're just comical. They are so comical. I think her mum is like the most popular woman in Facebook. Everybody knows her mum. But she's really, really, really lovely. She is really lovely. So I'm looking forward to that one, guys. Tomorrow, obviously, good luck to Barry Frankish and everybody who takes part in the T-shirt. I need to find a T-shirt actually that we're proud to be paranormal.
I have the badges.
The badges. In fact, I can honestly.
Oh, I've got one. Where is it?
And I can honestly say that I could see Facebook being blown up the more night by a certain person. They'll be absolutely on it tomorrow night.
There's my paranormal badge.
All right, hang on. I'll zoom in on that.
Wow.
Wow.
I absolutely love that.
Wow,
I do really love that.
That's a bit posh.
It really says paranormal. There you go.
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
I got that custom made.
That's incredible.
Oh, look at that one. Yay!
That one's. Oh, wait. I was about to zoom in on yours, Jack.
Go on.
Let's see. Oh, wow.
Wow.
I love that.
I love
absolutely love that.
Love it. Love it.
That's awesome.
There's also this one.
Oh, there's more. Okay, hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, check
So
that
that's a special limited edition.
Oh, that's cool. I like that one.
That's good.
But it's been a really, really good show. Jacqueline, Belle, Adrian, Tom, I just want to thank you guys for coming on. Thank you very much for taking time out of your day to come on. My usual, thank my team. I appreciate my team. Even Wayne, even though Wayne's not here, I still appreciate what he does.
Oh, Michael Caine.
Yeah, Michael Caine, yeah.
Michael Caine.
He is when he starts talking. But guys, always, I know people don't believe in whole-body para-unity, but in a way, you can get para-unity. We've shown it tonight. We've sat here, we've had a good laugh. Everybody's come in the chat. You've all had a good laugh in the chat. So I wouldn't say there isn't para-unity. You just have to find your own wee crowd.
It's
If
basically
people,
with the right individuals, as I would put it.
yeah, that you bond with, and these guys plus Wayne and a good few others I have really bonded with. Even though Tom doesn't do investigations, I still consider para-unity with Tom because there's probably things that Tom that I may have been to, may know, that I would still go to Tom regardless. But definitely, guys, wear your t-shirt show. I definitely wear them with pride. Because at the end of the day, it's just as important as anything else, guys. But everybody, have a good weekend. Stay safe. Nick, what's happening in Nickelodeon?
Well, I'm finally getting back to work on the audiobook. So when I get off after this, I'm going to get right back to it. So there's going to be a lot of stories coming up real soon, and stories that I'm re-releasing. So it's been a lot of work. It's definitely stressful.
If that's for me, I am not here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to put together, but in the end, I'll get through it. I know I will.
Right. Plus, you got your new show coming out, Nick and Morty.
I can't wait to see it. I definitely can't wait to see it. Lynn,
You know what, Morty? You know what, Morty? Yeah, that's gonna have to wait till after the audiobooks.
I'm still trying to get the portal gun readjusted.
Can I just say, guys, I'm going to really, really give this woman credit tonight, but I've got to say a big thank you to Lynn. Honest to God, that woman with the confidence of opening the show tonight, she did me really, really proud. And it was really, really good. It definitely was, guys.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Unfortunately, we're just about to end, sadly.
Yeah, I know we're just about to end. But everybody have a good weekend and stay safe. And we'll chat to you next week. Bye, guys.
Take care, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.